This is a brand new SolarEdge inverter. I'm guessing if you're watching this video, you have something like this at your house that's not working. I really shouldn't tell you guys this, but so there is a little bit of a process to get like a warranty. You can take the antenna that's currently on it through the Wi-Fi connection on your phone to the IP address. One of these little grommets on there. Well, in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to get a replacement inverter, hopefully for free, and give you some ideas on if this thing is what's broken, because honestly, there could be a million different things wrong with your solar panels. I wish I could make like one video that would be like, oh, this is solar panel repair, this is what you do. But there's so many different manufacturers, so many different models, and so many little things that could go wrong. Don't want you to get overwhelmed. But this video is about SolarEdge inverters, common problems, inverter failure, and how to get one warranted and replaced by a solar contractor or electrical contractor. So, here's another broken one that I have in my shop. This is like the original model. They're very tall. They have a little screen. From this, they went to these, a little bit shorter, still had a screen on it. You could kind of look to see if the system's working. And then from this model, it went to a different one without a screen, where you, in short, take your phone, connect it to the Wi-Fi by scanning the QR code. If you're not familiar, I might be able to show you kind of how that works. And then they have the latest version, which is that bad boy right there, made in the USA. Those things are sweet. Those are cool inverters. All right, I'm all loaded up and I'm headed to the job site. I want to just jump in and give you the quick kind of SolarEdge problems in 1 minute or less kind of thing, where I can tell you kind of what issues and kind of narrow things down for you, because you might not need a inverter replacement. There's two ways that they find out that their SolarEdge system is not working. Number one, they look in the app and they see that there's no solar panel production on the app they have on their phone, because SolarEdge has an app where you can see a lot of different information about your solar panel system and what it's producing. The second is they get a power bill from the utility company, because they're on net metering, and their power bill is a lot higher than they were expecting. Either they didn't have a bill and now they do, or it was like $50 a month and now it's, $300 a month or whatever. And they're like, oh shoot, there's a problem. What do I do? Just run into the gas station, grab some fuel real quick. But talking you through this, if you have access to the app, you can see, if you look hard enough on little different icons and kind of play around with it, if you have access on the app, it'll say whether there's no internet connection to the inverter. There's a little inverter icon on one of those home pages that will show like a yellow or a red or something like that on the Wi-Fi or the internet or the comms. So there's two issues here. One, your inverter is either had a internal issue, needs to be replaced. The wiring or something else on the inverter is bad, like the breaker's off, the wires are damaged, or there's another issue. We'll just call it like the X factor. Inverter's bad, or there's like an X factor there with how it was installed, say that, or you just don't have any communications to your inverter. So first off, I have to say I'm really impressed with the homeowner here. He went through a lot of different troubleshooting and went through the resources on SolarEdge's website and tried to get this thing up and running on his own before he reached out to somebody. But essentially, this inverter is throwing an error code where there's a hardware issue inside of it, and it just needs to be replaced. So that's the situation here. He does have a antenna here that is communicating via cellular and sending some information to SolarEdge, letting him know that it is a bad inverter. hence why we got the approved replacement inverter. Sorry, I'm out of breath carrying that thing, just 100 feet. But basic troubleshooting the homeowner went through is, first thing I'd recommend if your system's not working is doing a power cycle. I have videos on this, but essentially there's a toggle right here. You toggle that over, wait 60 seconds, flip the disconnect, turn off the breaker, wait another 60 seconds, flip on the breaker, flip on the disconnect, flip on the toggle. So you got these 3 different points of disconnect, and you just basically go toggle, DC disconnect right there, and then breaker, and then wait and flip them back on. That just restarts the inverter. It could clear an error code that happens intermittently and get the system back online, or reset it, and you might be able to have like a functional system from just doing that. From there, he went through other resources to see how to like connect to the internet, the IP address on this inverter, which you can do if you're a tech guy and you're smart, you can figure that out. You can actually connect via Wi-Fi to these newer units and get some information off of it. I came and basically connected with my phone on the installer app, reset the inverter, and saw it was throwing the error code, and verified that yes, it needs a new replacement inverter on this job site. Oh, so we got the replacement inverter that we'll be swapping out at this job site. I'm gonna open this one up since this one hasn't been connected like to it hasn't been installed or anything. Everything's dead inside of it. I can kind of open it up and give you an idea of like what's going on inside the inverter, and kind of show you like where the comms board is and things like that, so you have an idea of what's going on and how to like get it connected to the internet and what your replacement will look like and things like that. So there is a little bit of a process to get like a warranted one. First off, you're going to have communications either permanently or temporarily set up to the old one. You're going to have to contact the manufacturer. You're going to have to submit information. You might have to have a technician come out, which, keep in mind, sometimes they'll send you a replacement optimizer inverter. Depends on their current policies and the issue you're having. You might be able to get this all ready to go for someone to come in and install, which will save you basically time and money. Generally a 4, 5, or 6 millimeter Allen. Hope that's another 5. Once again, this is a new inverter, has not been installed, nothing's live inside of here, so it's safe to take a look at. So, inside these, give you a look around. This is like your communications board right there. That right there is where a Wi-Fi antenna would plug into, and you could show a technician coming out to your house how to do this. Little tricks. You can take the antenna that's currently on it. If you have one of those antennas, they sent me out a new one. But if you plug in the antenna, it routes through one of these little grommets on there, comes up, goes around, goes through, and you can either twist it onto that, and that will be like basically a Wi-Fi antenna where you can get through the app, connect to your Wi-Fi, and have these newer ones installed, you know, communicating with your home network. That right there looks like a new cell kit with a chip, I'm assuming. The cell kits plug into those 3 different prongs. It just pops right in, and then the antenna gets plugged into the cell card. Now you have down here, on all of these, you always have an Ethernet. So that's why I like recommend, it's even labeled. This is what, like, dangerous, like you need to like flip the toggle switch over, let the system drain, and then this like can stay live. This is dangerous, don't mess with this unless you're an electrician. But essentially the Ethernet cable would go back through there, it'd come into here, and you would plug it in right there, and you'd have Ethernet connected to your inverter. So that's fairly simple. You can show your technician or electrician or whoever's coming by if they have any questions. That's how you get your system, whether it's the older units, any of these models will have an Ethernet right there that you can connect internet to. And let's see if there's any other information relevant inside here. So this is just the My SolarEdge app, and I just clicked the demo site. So if you're not familiar, you can get this from the app site or from the app store. And when your inverter is connected to the internet, it reports data, and then you can get a login. And on the app, depending on your system and what you have, if you have batteries or whatnot, you'll be able to see, okay, how much power did it produce? How much did the battery charge? How much did this and this happen? And then you can go through your weeks, your months, your year, and then you can go through and see the panels and go through here and see, oh, the panels produce this amount of power here and there, you know, and see if one's not working or the inverter's not working and different things on there. But I wanted to show you, this is just on my Ray-Bans, so it's going to be filmed the other direction, but I wanted to show you this real quickly as we're talking through all these different aspects. So with this inverter that I'm having replaced at this site came this antenna right here. Kind of take it out of the package. So this antenna right here, they look the same for cellular, Wi-Fi, and Zigbee. But that is 3 different wireless communications. There's a built-in Wi-Fi in the new units. And so if yours doesn't have a screen on it, chances are you have Wi-Fi, and so you could just connect it to your router. Now you get kind of a poor signal. So they have antennas for them, and it has that, which I showed you earlier, where it screws into on the board. That will screw into the board, and then that'll give you some more range and stronger connection to get connected with Wi-Fi. But you can also buy cellular ones. And in my area, for whatever reason, a ton of people have these cellular antennas. Depending on what model you have, you can renew your plan and like buy another 3 years or whatever of data. If it's phased out 3G and you don't have towers or whatever reason and you can't renew it, you're gonna have to replace it. So you have those options. Now Zigbee is a whole nother type of communication. Essentially there's a small device that plugs into your router that looks like a little mini SolarEdge inverter. You might have that. If you have one of those inside your house, it's like Wi-Fi, very similar, but you essentially pair it together and then it connects to your router that way. It's like SolarEdge's own Wi-Fi gateway, if that makes sense, like their own branded stuff. I really shouldn't tell you guys this, but I've just kind of had it, and I've been trying to go through the normal processes and explain to people how to fix their solar panel systems. But I'm just gonna let you in on a secret, and probably because I released this video, there's going to be systems changed and this may no longer work, but try it out while you can. Essentially, if you click that toggle switch over to the right hand side for a second, then you open up your phone and then you find the Wi-Fi that it's emitting. It'll be like SE and the serial number or something like that. If you do that, and then you go into the device details, you can find the IP address for the inverter. If you take the IP address, the 17.0. whatever, and you copy and paste it into your web browser, that will open up. You connect to the Wi-Fi, copy and paste that into your web browser. That will open up the installer menu for accessing and making changes on the inverter, no password. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I just left my second service call on another SolarEdge inverter that had communications issues, and the inverter is just fried. And I am going to another job site tomorrow to check out another inverter that is having communications issues. And I want to give you specific instructions on this. If you say have an Ethernet cable installed and you get your inverter and you're trying to get it online, sometimes it does not auto select Ethernet if it say was set to cellular. and you will install the Ethernet cable, and you will not have comms on your inverter yet, because the setting, you need to change it to Ethernet. So if you follow me and you know what I'm talking about as far as the IP address, putting it in your web browser, please don't misuse this and get this feature restricted or password restricted or something like that. But if you do this, you can go into the drop down, and there will be one that's called monitoring communication. You will click monitoring communication. From there, you can either select Zigbee, Wi-Fi, cellular, or Ethernet, or choose one. Like pick priority if you have redundancy. If you have an inverter without a screen, that would allow you to go into Wi-Fi, select your Wi-Fi, put the password in, and have it connected to your Wi-Fi. Done. If you hardwired it and you have like, one of the newer inverters that lets you log into the IP address, because some of the older ones don't, I should say, then you would be able to go in and you would be able to select Ethernet and allow it to start communicating. This is the thing that drives me crazy. Like, if you don't have communication set up and you try to get a replacement under warranty, SolarEdge is going to give you one hell of a time trying to get a replacement. So essentially, I have to drive out to the customer's house, tell them they don't have internet that they already know, and then buy equipment, like buy a kit for it and set it all up and get it on the internet because their cell plan's outdated or whatever, in order for me to get a new inverter, which is a huge pain in the butt and expensive for you, the customer. So why I'm making this content is, like, if you know how your system works and you can do a little bit of basic troubleshooting and you can get it online and you could maybe get a replacement part, you could do 90% of the work, and then you could have the replacement part, and then you could call around and maybe you could find an electrician that's got a little bit of solar experience from back in the day when the market was, hot, and maybe not. And you can help give him instructions on, hey, swap this out, and then we're going to set it up. So that's that. Shouldn't be telling you this. I don't know why. I just feel like it should be an easier way to diagnose these systems and to get them fixed. And it's just ending up being homeowners that are screwed over, that are paying a power bill and paying a loan payment, and don't have anyone to call because their contractor's out of business and there's not enough solar repair techs and the industry's just too new. So take that information, please use it with your discretion, and please don't do anything where you're going to get hurt or shocked or anything like that. I'm not advocating for complete DIY. The people that are confident doing this kind of stuff and have the right licensing and stuff may need a little information and direction. And you as the homeowner, if you're educated and you have the replacement parts, you can, help get it fixed when it's not possible and save yourself 50% of the cost on it. I feel like I've spent this entire vlog just driving in my truck from job site to job site. So I apologize. The audio's not great, the video's not great, but hopefully the information's good. And I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to be driving and recording, but I'm looking at the road. I'm just talking. Basically talking to myself. Maybe a couple followers. Maybe I help somebody out. Anyways, to sum all of this up, if you can get your system connected to the internet, you can contact SolarEdge, and you can contact SolarEdge and they can find out, they can get into your inverter and they can see what's wrong with it. If it is an issue with the product and it's under warranty, you can get a replacement one sent out. Figure this out and get replacement parts rather than setting up internet, then doing diagnostics, then submitting the warranty, and then doing the replacement. That might be 3-4 truck rolls. I don't know. It's expensive. It just adds up. So if you can get it connected to the internet, if you can contact SolarEdge, if you can do some basic troubleshooting, figure out what's wrong, and if you can get the part under warranty, or if it's not under warranty and they won't get it, if you can find the right part and purchase it and have it at site, that would be a great time to contact an electrician or a solar installer and do the swap, and then get it set up through the Wi-Fi connection on your phone to the IP address. Then you've saved yourself a lot of money and got the job done when it may have been impossible otherwise. So there you go. There you have it. There's all the information.